difficult? What was your first adjustment you had to make?
Outside of just the normal work routine is to adjust to the loss of friends and loss of a spouse. And it's the readjustment to the way people treat you.
Mm-hmm.
Being sighted for 26 years and all of a sudden being put into another place, and you feel helpless, let alone knowing you are a little bit helpless. And then the friends, you lose your friends. And you make new ones later, but you lose the friends that you used to know. That was the major difficulty. I had a Braille teacher that showed me how to use Braille, and I self-taught myself most of the Braille. She gave me a book to read, but once she taught the basics, I could read the rest of it in the back of the book. And the Braille was important only for the state bought a Braille printer that attached to the computer, and whatever was displayed on the screen would print in Braille on the printer. And that's what I used for up until 1986 when I left NCR. That was my means of writing programs for NCR. But I had to teach myself typing the normal way, not just with one finger or two. Before I just, pecked around with just my index finger. And so I learned how to type. I did take typing in high school, but you never use it. But once I understood what the home keys did, and the Braille teacher showed me one association, and then all of a sudden everything made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because the home keys are all centered from the other keys, and there's a straight shot of all the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But after constant usage, I learned the whole keyboard.
Right. Now, what inspired you to build a deck around your house?
One thing was out of necessity. I had a side door and a rear door that dropped 7 to 9 feet to a cement patio. And there was a need of either stairs or some place you can walk out onto and enjoy. So I decided to build the deck. That was the motivation outside of I wanted to prove that I could do it to myself. I wanted to prove that I can do something that people would think that I couldn't do. And I built one deck in 1989 with the help of my son, a little bit, not much, but I found out that I could do the stuff, that it really didn't take much. I just had to get the motivation and ambition to do it. And the second deck that I built, I wanted to see if I could do it all alone without anybody helping me. And that's the reason for the second deck. And the third one was out of the desire to have something that's pleasurable, and at the same time to see if I could do it all myself too. But it was to do something that would make the house more convenient, and to enjoy the view from the backside. View in terms of sound.
How do you feel around electric tools?
Treat them with a lot of respect. The electric tools, never make it a point to daydream, or if I feel angry or overtired, just stay away from them, because I always treat them with respect and never take things for granted. And table saws, definitely. When I've got it on, I have to have full 100% concentration on what I'm doing. And skill saws, it's the same way. And I always take my time to make sure that things are clear and out of the way before I even start the blade up or get it turned on. And plugging in the power tools and stuff, I'm always extremely cautious not to grab a hold of the plug while I'm inserting it in the socket. I just get things lined up, and then I just allow them to go together once I get them lined up. And but power tools, always treat them with much respect in terms of not taking them for granted.
What have been some of your biggest obstacles in building this deck?
Being lifting up 16-foot posts and making sure that they're secure and in place and plumb, because if I haven't got support for them, I have to make a support for them. And to ensure that they stay in place, and then I have to keep adjusting them to make sure they're plumb. So I devised a plumb bob using a 8-inch bolt with some twine rope attached to it, and once I get the post up, then I just tie it to a screw on the side of the post, and then I keep adjusting the post until it's straight up and down. The other is to make sure things are square, and those are usually the things I have to double check and triple check to make sure, and if I don't, then a mistake will show up. But those are usually the things that are the toughest thing to make sure of.
Okay. Do you have a message out there for the disabled people in the same position as yourself?
The most important thing is with the stigma and the stereotyping of a blind person is you can be made to feel that you can't do something.